In India's cricketing history, there are moments that will be remembered for years and decades to come, be it the 1983 and the 2011 World Cup triumph, even the 2007 T20 inaugural World Cup triumph, or Sourav Ganguly's famous Lord's balcony celebration. And in, of course, that famous, very elite list, there's one more moment, India's series victory over Australia in 2021. It was Ajinkya Rahane who took India to glory as captain. Rahane spoke exclusively here on Firstpost and reflected on the famous win. From emotions to the team atmosphere, Rahane shared some key insights from that dressing room that led them to this historic victory. But today we get you an excerpt from that interview where he talks about the World Cup that's on, the team dynamics, Hardik's redemption, and of course his favourites to win the title. There's also a candid rapid fire coming your way. Take a look. This is a very special episode here on Firstpost, and I'm not in our usual offices in the studio. I'm here in Mumbai, and when I speak of Mumbai and when I speak of cricket, there's very few faces who come to mind. He's someone who's sort of won a lot of hearts over by his calm presence. He's been an Indian captain in one of the most historic wins that will go down in the history books of Indian cricket, and pretty much a stalwart, a backbone of the Indian batting lineup. If I talk about a wall, there are two people who will come, of course. One who was a little later, who's right now in the US, but one who's sitting in front of me, Ajinkya Rahane. Thank you so much for speaking to me. First of all, thanks for giving time. I know you've been a little under the weather, but really appreciate this.
Pleasure, my pleasure.
Everyone says individual sport is so tough, it's just you, so it's more mentally draining. How difficult is it to be a cricketer, especially an Indian cricketer? In a dressing room, there are personalities, there are strong personalities. As a captain, where do you sort of maintain the relationship, the egos, the different sort of personalities there? How much of that is important in a team, especially a very, very big team like the Indian cricket team?
See, you have to maintain the balance, which I feel is really important. In the end, it's all about what is the best thing you want from the team, from each and every individual. For that, I feel you have to be sometimes very firm. You have to take calls, dropping a particular individual, but also telling him why is he dropped, having that frank communication, which I feel is really important. Rather than if you drop someone and you are not communicating with him, then that player will be confused. So,
is that missing in Indian cricket at this point? Because I feel sometimes we're just so much into a legacy, into a name, these kind of things sort of miss somewhere, and that creates a bit of a unnecessary tension?
I don't think so. I thought since Rohit has become the captain, the communication has been really good, which I feel is a very good sign, very good thing. Rohit also understands the player really well. So I don't think at this moment there is any communication gap, because as I mentioned, since Rohit has become the captain, it's been really good.
I have to ask you this, Arjun, because you've been you are a successful Indian cricketer. You've won amazing, moments for Indian cricket. Why is it still taking time for India to win an ICC trophy after 2011?
Oh, that's a tough question.
It's a loaded question, I know, but India's the most talented cricket team.
Yeah.
A bunch of such amazing talents, and yet why is it taking longer?
I think other teams are playing well. You have to say that. Indian team is strong. Indian team is really good. The other teams, they have improved their game. They're coming here and playing in Indian conditions, getting to know our Indian players. That's the advantage for them. Playing against them, playing against our bowlers. That's the advantage. They study well. They prepare themselves really well. So I think. Doesn't mean that we are playing bad cricket. I think we are playing good cricket, but other teams, they've been doing really well, and I hope Indian team in this World Cup, they'll do well, and eventually they'll win the World Cup.
I wanted to ask you about this World Cup. I'm sure you've got some games. You've managed to catch some games. The timing is a little off for a few. How is this shaping up? Your thoughts of how this World Cup was? Is it interesting that it was in the Americas?
I think cricket is evolving. Cricket is going everywhere now, which I feel going to America was a very good thing. It's developing. Cricket is developing there. Guys, USA team, we all saw they did really well. Guys from Mumbai did really well there. So it's a very good thing. Obviously the wickets were different, the conditions there were different. It was most of the games were low scoring. But now in the Caribbean, it's going high scoring as well. So the World Cup, I thought it's going really well. The USA League was different, but now in the Caribbean, it will be interesting.
Which team looks the most threatening, or which bunch of boys look the most threatening, and why?
Apart from India, I feel South Africa is looking really dangerous. They got really balanced. The team is really balanced. Their batsmen are in good form. Their batsmen doing well in IPL this season. Even before the IPL, they did really well. Their bowling attack is really good. So I thought, apart from India, South Africa is looking really good.
Well, so I want to ask you, as someone who saw this from closer quarters compared to us, Hardik Pandya going as a captain, because you know how it is to go in and take over from someone else as captain. For you, it was the Indian cricket team. It's even bigger. He went in as Mumbai Indians captain. The boos, the sort of pressure. Tell me how difficult it would have been for him, as someone who's also been in similar situations, as someone who's been a captain and who's seen pressure. How difficult would it have been for him, and how easy is it to come out of that?
See, everyone has to understand, people has to understand that a particular individual, he is representing our country. You have to support him. Hardik is representing our country, and now he's doing well for us. He's doing really amazing things. So I think it's important that people should support whoever is the captain. If an Indian guy who's leading the team, I think if he's representing the country, he's our Indian guy, we should support him. I feel that is really important. And knowing Hardik, I feel he's a very confident guy, very positive guy. And I'm really happy for him the way he's doing at the moment in the World Cup with his bowling and also with his batting. I mean, he got a good 50 yesterday. So it was amazing. So I think everyone has to understand that a guy who is a captain in the franchise, I think should support them, should support him, because in the end he's representing our country and he's going to do well for us in the future as well.
Let's go to a rapid fire. Just some fun questions. Hopefully you'll be able to give some spontaneous responses to this. The teammate who has been most annoying.
Annoying? Teammate.
Gotta be honest, Arjun.
Yeah, I'll be very honest. Teammate who's been most annoying. I think Chahal.
Why?
Why? I can't say why, but I think Chahal.
The one who can land a villain role in a movie.
The one who can land a villain role in a movie. Ashwin.
Can pull off the dialogues.
Ashwin.
The one who will always make you laugh.
One who will always make me laugh. I guess again Chahal and Rohit.
Can you share some moments?
There are funny incidents in the dressing room. Chahal, you all know, he's a funny guy. Rohit, his inputs, even on the field, his...
Does that surprise you? It surprised a few people, but I don't think that surprises you.
No, not at all. Not at all.
The future Indian poster boy, the superstar that you think among the youngsters, who can be right up there?
There are a few. I feel Shubman is doing really well. Yashasvi started his career really well, so he is doing well, but still early days. I don't want to talk about future poster guys, so that it's a pressure, but I think Shubman and Yashasvi, they've been doing really well.
Nice. Thank you so much, Aju. As always, it's been a pleasure.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Wishing you all the very best. I hope to see you again soon and have another conversation.
Thank you.
Soon.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
On this today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon will be crossed to the West Indies. What can we expect from this?
Hello, I'm Adelaide coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special
Start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. The first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Eric Ham coming to you live from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C.